Welcome back to Fairway Media's coverage of Columbia Cup Crushing at the Camp 2021, sponsored by Westside Discs. We are out here at beautiful Camp Taloali in Stayton, Oregon. I'm Jesse Tomaino.
I'm Madison Tomaino. We're your tournament directors and commentators.
There's James Moore getting ready for the back nine, making a big putt.
We've got a pretty tight race going into hole 10.
Hole 10, we are playing from the short pad in the first round. And for most of these players, it's going to be a forehand around that one big tree on the right side of the fairway. This is definitely one they all want to get a look at birdie.
There is a hyzer line as well. I'm not sure if anybody here will take it, but it's one that I've tried. If you don't have a 315-foot forehand, it's the option. You could also do a backhand turnover, but we'll see what these guys choose.
Dahmer's a good one.
James, forehand specialist, is clearly going to go with that.
It's a little inside. Yep, got caught up by that big branch.
And in the summer, that whole tree is full of leaves, so.
Gets pretty big and in the way. Oh.
Great run by Chris.
This hole is brought to us by Atlas Outdoor. Brian's lining up the forehand as well. That's looking great.
Parked. And Erik, forehand too. If you've got it, it's the ideal line.
But yeah, the hyzer route that you were talking about, you can sneak one to the right of that tree and find some airspace. James trying to give that one a run.
Chris, a little bit obstructed. That holly's kind of in his way. But he punches it in there. Great birdie. Brings him to 4 down. Throwing his mini around.
Yeah.
Looks around. What happened?
It wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Erik about the same, 20 feet coming back.
I bet he's glad to be under.
It's getting going. James scrapes up his par, and Brian finally gets to putt. Great hole, guys. All right, hole 11 is the last par 4 that we played in this layout. You basically just want to send a shot down the fairway, miss that one tree on the right, and try and turn this corner down at the end. Get as far down that path as you can to set yourself up for the easiest approach you can find to this very tight little green. At 570, these guys are going to try and crush one down there and see if they can get an eagle look.
Yeah, when you have great distance, you definitely run the risk of going too long. So I think this is a tougher shot for the distance throwers, having to scale down from their max distance so that they don't go long off the tee.
Which Chris may have done a little bit. Brian's looks like it's going to check up and try and turn the corner here. Yeah, he's down there just about to the corner. Erik has a great angle if it gets moving. Oh.
See, and he crashes in long. He needed to turn a little bit before that.
See if James can make the correction off these guys.
And he goes around the right side of the one tree in the fairway, which I think is a great line.
That's definitely getting down the path a little ways.
Yeah, let's see where this ends up. This is an amazing drive. And he's down there in the open, looking at eagle.
Absolutely.
You might be putting.
Might be putting, he says. I think you're right, James. This hole is brought to us by All Day Disc Golf.
They do a lot of tournaments in the area. Great general supporters and
pretty good folks from what I hear. All right, here's Brian finding a way to get a swing on it.
Little obstructed. He's gonna have to get tricky, but he puts one down there.
No, caught up by one of the very last things, but he'll still have a 25-30 footer for his birdie.
Yeah, you'll see. If you get off the fairway, it is not an open course. Here's Erik trying to get creative and just get out there.
There you go. Hit it.
Looks like all three of those. Oh, Eric's, I saw rattling around right
Yeah,
under the
that was
basket.
great.
And this is where James' drive ended up. That is a smush.
So he's looking at an eagle putt here.
Maybe 70 feet, 60 feet.
Giving it a minute to think about.
Get some.
And he does it.
That's how you do
James
it.
Moore with the eagle.
Wow, that is huge.
Finally got the nose.
He's pumped.
Oh, he got the arrow.
Body.
That'll make the reel.
Don't make
Little love to our cameraman Justin Banks. And we'll see the replay from the catch cam operated by James Melnick.
Great putt.
Oh man, stoked.
how you do it. Finally got the nose up.
Oh, he got the arrow. Body. Ooh, dirty.
Chris has a little bit of an obstructed putt here.
Makes his birdie though.
This basket's a little bit elevated. I've seen some rollaways, so it's not an easy green.
Yeah, and if you miss long, you could find yourself behind a tree pretty easily.
I would have walked that if you wanted it. I think you would.
Bryan doesn't quite get over the rim. And Erik dropping his in after
Damn it.
making an awkward approach out of the bushes.
My walkthrough is.
Hole 12, another dead straight, 270 feet. Pick your line, find a gap through these trees, and avoid this last little bunker of gnarly trees and ferns right before the basket.
You can choose to go right up the middle. You can try the gap to the right on a hyzer. We'll see what James does. James kind of splitting the difference there.
Looking pretty good though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Hell of a putt, maybe just outside the circle.
Right around there, yeah. See what Chris is gonna do.
He'll try and flip something up.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be just long and left of the basket. Probably the same distance as James, but maybe with some stuff in his way. Oh, Eric's is inside, and that's a jungle over there.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets lucky with a window.
Bryan's playing that wider gap and finds a way through it. Oh,
Still a great drive, even with that little roll. CTP. Erik forcing over a putter. Looks like he got out. That was a great scramble.
James can't quite get it there. See Chris coming back.
Leaves it low.
Oh, I hit one of those. That's why. Oh, don't go high.
So Bryan with the only birdie on the card.
Thank you.
Surprising after 3 pretty darn good drives. And that brings Bryan up to a tie for the lead on the card with Chris.
Pinch my butt cheeks together.
It's 15 footer, man.
You gotta think about all of these with these baskets, even a 10-footer.
Alright, hole 13 is a low ceiling tunnel shot. And about 280 feet down the fairway, you've got this gap right here to contend with. Once you make it through that, get a little skip up to this hill that the basket's sitting on. Let's see if Bryan can pull that off.
This is looking great, as long as you miss those trees that he's just sailing past.
So good.
So good.
You should have a great look.
He likes it.
That's
Oh,
exactly
yeah.
what I was thinking. Little Justin Timberlake.
Basket's up on a little bit of a hill. It's hard to tell on camera, but he's very close. That was a great drive. James maybe leaking out a little early to the left.
Chris looking like he's following James to the left.
Yep, they both just put that on a little too much of a hyzer. It didn't flip up as well as Bryan's did.
Eric's is looking good if it misses that last tree, and it does.
Whew.
Oh,
Great skip. Little long of the basket, but he kept it pretty close. James just giving it a half go from a pretty obstructed spot.
Chris made it to the edge. He'll give this a bid. This hole is brought to us by Medrano Tax out of McMinnville. Oh,
Great putt, Chris. That's a fantastic birdie from there.
I called it.
So that's all I gotta do, huh?
Miss a 15-footer?
Yeah.
It's golf, bro.
Get real mad at myself and then hit a 50-footer with no
look
chance.
good from the other side too.
Just threw it in the air.
Getting some love from the card mates. Here's Erik with his birdie putt.
That probably had to do because I missed.
And Bryan's just a little bit closer. No problem. These guys are making this hole look a lot
It's in the
easier
hole.
than it plays.
Have you seen the one in the hole yet?
No.
Go on and go look at it.
Hole 14, this is one of my favorite holes in disc golf. It's just a little 290-foot shot down this tunnel, but the basket is below the level of the fairway, down in a little bowl between these two trees over here on the left. I've seen some really fun skip aces. I've heard about a roller ace. Let's see if these guys can avoid the stuff on the right and park one.
Bryan looks like he's throwing a mid-range.
Little sawed off, oh, but he'll have a good putt.
And the fun thing is you can run all the putts because you're just throwing it into a little bowl.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that buzz is usually stable enough to where.
Chris staying, oh, almost staying clean, but oh!
I couldn't tell if he hit nettle.
I mean, he came off that root at chain height.
That
I've
would
had
have
a
been
chance.
so fun.
Get in the hole. That is.
Eric's takes a
Wow.
big skip to the left, but he'll have an open putt. James, maybe a little inside here. Gonna come up a little short. He'll have some stuff in his way, but pretty cool angle on the basket.
This hole is sponsored by Hops and Heisers. Fun new local business showcasing beer and disc golf.
Erik makes his.
Got the good triple, sir.
Chris taps in his birdie.
Go for it, bud. Go ahead.
These guys are gonna clear out and let Bryan putt. See if Bryan can keep pace with Chris. And he does.
Great putt.
Oh, that was my favorite putt. Straddles, let's go. No. Just kidding.
Brian's such a fun guy.
He is a blast to play with, absolutely. Hole 15 is, you guessed it, another straight shot, just under 300 feet. This one has ferns at the end that'll stop you if you leave it a little low ceiling, so you can't really put it in the air very much, and there is water just behind the basket. What do you think, 25, 30 feet at most?
Yeah, especially if you hyzer out, it can be easy to reach. The arrow we saw just indicates the next tee pad. There's no mando or anything like that. But the water's definitely in play for these guys. They really have to dial in that just shy of 300 feet distance. You don't want to go long.
Got to find the right fern to stop you and keep you close to the basket.
Bryan up first. I think it's down there, probably about pin high.
Yeah, just a couple ferns between him and the pin.
Oh, yeah.
Chris, yank that a little bit, see if it can stay clean.
Drops a little short.
Erik's has got to get moving. Nope. Hits that tree and goes into the stuff on the left.
This is looking great from James.
Absolutely. He's going to be down in that little gully just below the pin. It's 4 or 5 feet down there, but it's not the worst putt looking up at it.
And Erik having to throw another, it's like an Annie shot, just trying to get out of the woods. He'll have a putt, but it's still got some distance. There might be some branches in the way. I think a branch got that one and kind of turned it a bit.
Look that way. See if Erik can complete the scramble and make his par.
Good commitment on the putt, but doesn't quite connect.
There you go, James. Good too.
Made it, bud.
He did. You should have heard what he said on the way up. What'd you say? Nope.
It's gonna be good.
Here's Chris for his birdie.
I think that was for par.
Oh, you're right.
Either way, good putt.
It's Bryan that's over there.
Through the ferns.
You gotta want it
Two
more
great
than that,
birdies
Bryan.
on this hole.
See if Erik can clean up his bogey, and he does.
What a weird stat to have. Like if you barely make it, like you get like a 2.1.
And we are moving on to hole 16. 260 feet up there, you'll see little hyzer flips, maybe a forced over forehand that comes back at the end. Maybe even see somebody try and play a hyzer around everything and crash in the green at the end.
This one, you just gotta focus on throwing straight.
Bryan misses a lot of stuff and gets
Yeah.
up.
He kind of went through two of the guardian trees. Not a line you planned to hit, but that worked out.
Fuck.
James hits an early branch.
Oh, Chris hits the tree that sends a lot of shots offline on this hole. And Eric's gonna do that little flex forehand play.
I like this line if you've got that shot.
It's looking pretty good.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He's right up there. Looks like it might be a Firebird.
Little sexy bird action, supporting local legend Nate Sexton.
Chris kind of stretched out on a knee. Try and get up there.
Oh yeah. Great scramble, leaves him 20 feet long of the pin at most.
James actually has a little bit of a go here. Sunglasses came off and he caught it.
This is where Bryan snuck through.
Wow, great putt.
Way to capitalize on that.
From a knee.
Bryan's getting a little separation from the rest of this card.
Chris makes his par.
A lot of change.
Let's throw it higher. Great shot.
And Eric and James will clean up their pars. Oh, I'm sorry, Eric's is parked for the birdie. That was that Sexton Firebird we were talking about.
We've got 2 holes left.
Hole 17 is the shortest hole on the course. Scores the easiest on the day for the MPO field. It is just a little flip to flat forehand or a baby turnover putter shot, dead straight down this. There is a rollaway hill to the left of the basket. The basket is elevated a little bit. And if you take a bad kick and head way to the left, there is water over there.
The natural line is definitely a forehand. If you have got any forehand close to 200 feet, that's what I think you're going to want to take. The backhand is a little bit obstructed. I bet we see all these guys piping a forehand down there.
I would think so.
That's a
Oh, bad kick, but he'll be up there on the top with a scary putt.
This is looking great. Just needs to settle right by the basket.
Oh, James is looking perfect. Oh,
Hits metal.
highlight reel.
Oh, yeah.
Chris just lays that one up. Bryan's thinking about it. He wants to do the same.
Yeah, the hill that this basket is on is definitely steeper than it looks on film.
Yeah, you.
Is he going for it?
I think he's running it.
I think his putting has been so on. I think he's got this.
Oh,
That was a great go, and it doesn't roll far. Erik with a straight uphill shot.
great putt. Great two.
Pre-accident or post-accident?
And James has hit the cage and sat right there for him. Great two.
Almost did it.
And Chris and Bryan will clean up their pars. This hole was brought to us by Gold Coast Disc Golf Club.
Got a little
New
nervous.
club out on the Oregon coast.
Oh, great.
That one.
A lot of new courses have gone in out there recently.
We need him.
When can make that thing?
I love going to the beach.
Hole 18, we are playing from a new, slightly longer tee pad at 265 feet. but it is still just a little forehand for these guys. This is a hole that they want to get to finish their round.
Yeah, I wish I had a longer forehand for this hole. The turnover line is not the easiest. It's definitely a natural forehand.
Definitely. Once you come down this fairway, there's going to be a group of trees there on the left that guard the basket, and you get caught up in behind those, there is not a whole lot of opportunity to make a putt.
Hey.
Yeah.
Some last hole love.
These guys have had a fun round. Bunch of good guys to play with.
Good play with you, brother. Thank you for coming out, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Bryan.
Again, this hole is brought to us by Jory's Fly Dyes. Head to Instagram and check out his dye work.
Great shot. I thought that hit an early tree, but that really got right up there. Probably that Firebird again.
Mm-hmm.
That was as skinny as you can get it.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
James finding a nice clean line.
Ooh, settles right up there. I was just gonna say, not only do you need the distance of a forehand, but I feel like you have to hold it on a hyzer the whole time.
Pretty much. Yeah, if you flex that out at all, you're going to find yourself behind those trees. Bryan's is swinging in pretty well.
Yeah, he should be past those guardian trees that we see.
Chris is looking good as well. Oh, maybe a little long.
That could be very obstructed back there. You might be able to reach around.
your line. Line. Yeah, they're here. Like I said, if you saw it up a little bit, it's a better line.
You can check. I don't know if it's much of a disc. It is
Measure it out.
It's wider than a disc, Chris.
It's the last hole. What you gonna do?
Oh, it's back here.
He's got...
Lots of opinions going on.
Oh, yeah. They've all got pots. These guys all know each other and have played together a ton, so they're playing competitively, but they're having fun and supporting each other. Chris looks like he's going to run this through that tiny little window.
From a knee, narrow window, last hole of the round.
Just throw it. Catch.
Oh my goodness.
And he does it. What a great finish.
No way.
corrosive.
That one will have him feeling a little better heading into round two.
Oh, look,
That was so fun.
I mean,
10 years, bro. That's one of the
Everyone
best
is
putts I've seen
jazzed.
on that hole.
why do I have to go?
Fleet saying he's been watching people putt on this hole for 10 years without seeing that one get made. Great putt.
Oh my gosh! No way. Corrosive.
Like, why do I have to make?
I'm not even impressed.
James says he's not even impressed.
Tough to follow that one.
Absolutely.
Great round, Bryan. Great round.
10 down. Bryan is going to go into round two tied for the lead with Taryn Ferguson at 10 down.
That's a great score out here.
Man, doing work.
James for his birdie.
Still in it, baby.
I never
Still
paid
in it.
attention to the score. I was trying to stay out of my head.
And Erik, little frustration dropping his in. Now these guys are all out here giving Chris his shot. Yeah, you're going to have to get to a knee to find that gap.
Definitely feet on a knee. After the card's been turned in, why not have some fun?
Absolutely.
One time before, he said, because
Let's see if they can all make it look as easy as Chris did.
That's not easy.
No, but to go on your knees. There you go.
Oh, you got it through.
See what I'm
Get
saying?
through.
Dude, Nelson, seriously, okay, I'm gonna tell you now. I played here for what, 10 years?
He was on a knee,
He's
right?
thinking about it.
You're on a knee.
I've never seen anybody make the putt. They usually hit clink, clink.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was gonna do.
Pretty good effort.
All right, who's up next?
What is going on?
Eric wants a chance at it.
Yep.
It's wide open.
Oh,
That was a great run.
Hold on, rewind that.
James is gonna give it a shot as well. Pretty good times.
That was fun.
Well, thank you guys for watching round 1 of Columbia Cup Crushing at the Camp, sponsored by Westside Discs. Come back and join us for round 2.